it's not. It's all sins. It's all the things, and maybe what you perceive as a sin isn't, but maybe it may lead to sin. Maybe you're getting into the cold waters and don't realize you're getting close to these giant icebergs. You're in the surroundings that you shouldn't be in. They always said, is drinking a sin? God says, "Thou shalt not be a drunk." Does He say, "Thou shalt not drink"? I'm sure every nuanced Christian makes the argument that they can have their hippie beers and stuff and just sip. I think there's this cool image that if you're just hanging out and just sipping on a beer or something, God forbid a Bud Light, but something with a cool label on it or something like that they just feel like, yeah, I'm this hip Christian, or I'm this this new world. We need to be more like more accessible, like just take the edges off ourselves and let people show that we're bending Christians that can flex to whatever. And my dad, I used to ask him because I used to ask I'd ask him about drinking. I'd smoking pot, any of that stuff. I'd say, "Dad, what's sin? What's not?" And then when I was older, he said, "Josh, honestly, it's like when you develop a relationship with God, God will let you know what is right and what is wrong. Yeah. You will work with it." And when I first got saved, I think I did I smoked pot, I think I smoked cigarettes, I think I drank, not all at once, but I think I was rough, and it just over time, first the cigarettes and the drinking went quickly, and then I would say that smoking pot. And I had the little vape thing. I wasn't Cheech and Chong and just coughing in the back room when they was like, "What's that smell?" I was very discreet about it, but I would excuse it with my dad, or say that this, it's like, "Oh well, I have this. I forgot what it's called. It's basically where your emotions are not regulated like normal people, and." We could be watching any kind of movie. There's people that cry during a Disney movie, and then there's people that get emotional that every time a hero steps up, no matter what kind of movie. And I would be one of those that I could be watching something very mundane, just the guy shows up and does something, and I'm got a tear. And sometimes I would roll over to like anger. Now I would never freak out on my kids, but what I would do, because I would try to stop myself, is I would literally stutter. Well, I was like, just go, And anyways, but then over time I realized, God worked with me, and I stopped. I just started down. I started getting away from all of that, all the dangers, all the things like that, and because like I said, one can lead to the other, and I cleared away from those things. And one of the things that, especially with pot, or maybe some people, if they smoke a cigarette and they say that it's stress or something like that, don't rely on man-made things.
Yeah. Come on.
To deal with,
That's right.
And the thing is, because you will develop this niche, this thing for it, where it's I don't want to put it as simple as you're putting faith in these chemicals or whatever, but I mean you're relying. That's a void that can be easily filled by God.
Yeah.
A lot of times. So, anyways.